Happy Monday morning to everybody. To you, Jim. Today is Monday, July 22nd in the year of our Lord 2024. Little switch around today. Greg Stenstrom was going to join us to talk about, again, all the political nonsense that's going on out there. But he had another commitment, so he's going to be here Wednesday with us. So today, folks, what we all saw coming, and Jim and Dale have been predicting for how long now?
Months.
Yeah,
I mean,
months.
we're talking almost a year.
Yeah, correct. Almost a year.
Wrong person.
Correct. Jim, it says something there is required to create a live broadcast on the platforms. Never mind. There says something up there. You read that. But anyways, on today's show, folks, we're going to talk about, obviously, the Biden is out. Kamala is apparently in. Again, we've been saying it for so long now. I can't even tell you. It's not a shock. I don't think anybody is surprised by this. The timing's just about right, or else they would have been in trouble doing it. But also on today's show, go on, Jim. Is there an issue?
No, you need a premium account on X.
Oh, what? Okay.
That's why it's not.
That's why it's doing that. But also today, folks, we're going to talk about a Biden mega donor who is deciding, I'm not going to support Kamala at this point. We still haven't seen Biden. Don't know where he's at. Could be dead right now, Jim. We don't know.
Or comatose, which is
comatose. A little bit on how Democrats are gearing up to cheat in the 2024 election. Jim, what you got? A couple stories, I think.
Yeah, I got some interesting things on the Secret Service. This isn't the first time.
Yeah,
extra security has been denied.
Yeah.
The Hill has a poll that is different than some of the others we've been seeing on
correct
Kamala Harris and President Trump, and then of course the Clintons give an endorsement.
Yeah, Clintons give their endorsement. Didn't see any of that coming either. Of course, right now as we're speaking as well, there's a hearing with Secret Service Chief Miss Cheadle. We can't watch it. I mean, I've got it on in the back, but I don't know what's going on with it. But I know that they're questioning her, and what will come of it, Lord only knows. I'm assuming she'll
she's
resign.
Being unfairly criticized.
She sure is. She sure is, Jim. So that plus some videos on today's impromptu and kind of switched around episode of what, my friend?
Two guys.
Yes.
One coup.
On what, Jim?
The Patriots Prayer Network.
Be right back.
Welcome to the Two Guys, One Coup podcast with Dale and Jim. Now proudly on the Patriots Prayer Network, where the truth matters and progressives' feelings don't. We will never apologize for being America first, for adhering to our great Constitution, and for saluting the flag that our brothers and sisters have fought and died for. Join us as we expose the left's lies and take our republic back. Now here's Dale and Jim.
I'm Dale. That's Jimmy. Folks, listen, we got some big news coming for us, and working with an incredible nonprofit organization. We haven't talked about them, I think, in a while. Those who have watched our show prior to us joining the network know all about the Warrior Shield Foundation. Just real quick, they're a 501c3, true one, tax-exempt organization. It's dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have made a commitment to making a difference in the lives of hardworking everyday heroes. They bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, team building retreats. It's an incredible nonprofit that really helps all of our veterans and first responders out there. And big news, Jim, we're going to throw this up here real quick. They are having you can see it September 6th through the 8th in Orlando, Florida, the Warrior Weekend. You can get your tickets now at www.warriorshield.org. That's warriorshield.org. What an incredible event. Ryan Weaver's going to be there. There's a concert, Bo Bice. It's the heroes that are going to be on board there. Jim, talk a little bit more about that weekend. What's exciting about it is now that we are going to be there live, broadcasting live, Friday the 6th and Saturday the 7th. We will have live shows from that event. Hopefully we'll grab some interviews with some folks there, and it's just going to be an incredible, and it really, really goes to a good cause, folks. And our good friends, our new friends, our sponsors, Grit Gear Apparel and Lock and Load Coffee, they also sponsor the event. So we're all going to be there. It's going to be exciting. It'll be the first time Jim and I get to meet all of them. Jim, our overlay didn't go back on. You want to throw that back on for me?
We're back up.
Yep. I thought that automatically did that, Jim, but
No,
I've learned something new today.
It's okay.
I thought prior to the show you said it'll just automatically come
No,
up.
I will have to go in and put it back up. Is what
Jim,
you said.
You didn't say that. You're lies, full of lies. You are fake news, Jim. Fake news. So listen, they're going to be there. They're sponsoring the event. The Sub-Zero mission is also part of this. And what they do is they clothe homeless veterans and first responders, and really, really unbelievable organization. You can go on there. You can get tickets for the event, folks. warriorshield.org. Get your tickets now. It's happening September 6th through the 8th. You don't want to miss it. And you can meet us. That'll be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, who doesn't want to meet?
I mean, come on. Yeah,
it's obvious. Jim, speaking of that, let's hear real quick a word from our sponsor, if we can. Again, that's Grit Gear Apparel and Lock and Load Coffee. You will have to present, Jim. I cannot. So I don't think.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
And Jim has got one of those shirts on from Grit Gear Apparel. That's www.gritgearapparel.com. Beautiful. I love that shirt too, by the way. Looks good on you, man. Actually looks good on you. Rare to find clothing that looks good on you. Grit Gear does.
Folks, that also part of this event that we're going to, anybody who is familiar with 13 Hours, the Benghazi F up, if you want to call it that. John Teagan is going to be there, and he was part of that. So anybody who read the book or watched the movie, I know my father, for one, is very excited about that one. So it's really cool that we're doing it. And also Gregory Dimitri Gadsden, and he is a double amputee, served in the United States Army. And folks, if you don't know who he is, if anybody watched the movie Battleship, he was the warrior and that ended up saving everything. He was in that movie, so that's him. So I watched the movie. I'm looking forward to that, and of course, meeting Ryan Weaver firsthand. We met him before, but it's really cool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great event, and if you can't make it, that's perfectly fine. Please go to their website and you can donate. It goes, and trust me, this isn't one of those where 50% goes to the people, the administration, and then 50% go. This almost all of it. And please keep in mind, you do have to have some to help with administrating fees and stuff like that, but almost all of the money from this goes towards those warriors that need help, that need the coats, need the, assistance to survive. Which they're not getting from our government right now, by the way.
Correct. That's true. And also another the Lock and Load Coffee. So lock in at the letter N, loadcoffee.com. Go to lockandloadcoffee.com and Grit Gear Apparel. Go to thewarriorshield.org and support. They're counting on you. Our heroes are counting on you. It's super important to do so. This administration, and I don't care who's in charge of it, do not do that kind of work for our veterans or first responders. Matter of fact, the defund police movement is all part of the left. So there you have that. They're certainly not going to do anything to help them when they're at their lowest. It's unbelievable, actually. So Jim, let's get into this right away.
Yeah.
To nobody's surprise,
even though Kamala might be stepping in, it's still Biden's. It's still Biden administration.
Does anybody think Kamala? Anybody out there think Kamala is? Oh, that's a better choice. Listen. The DEI party could not bypass Kamala. It would have been looked at as racist. It would have been looked at as it would have looked bad. They had a DEI pick, and this is what you get, Dems. Unfortunately, this is what we get too. And now just back exactly during the Obama administration, which is still continuing, by the way. Anytime we disagree, Jim, with Kamala's policies or anything, we're going to be the racist. We're going to be the sexist now because a black woman is now the leading, candidate for the Democratic Party for president in 2024. I can't wait for the bullshit, right? Sexist, racist, it's all going to be just because we can't stand her. Jim, why can't we stand her? First of all,
name it.
First of all, she was in charge of the border, was she not? Is there anything else that needs to be said about it from Kamala? She was in charge of the border, people, and she has yet to go there.
Yeah, when you're in charge of something, shouldn't you at least go there
at least
10 times?
At least. Anybody remember this? Anybody remember this interview? Short, quick video. Anybody remember this? Let's see.
We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
Just
guys.
Here you go.
Really?
Old knee pads. Here we go. I mean, this is what we're up against. This is what they have to put up because of their own DEI hire. They had no choice. Now, Jim, in your humbled opinion, and anybody listening out there, who's going to be the vice presidential pick, Jim?
Well, now again, I got a story, and we'll just
we'll get into that in a little bit.
But now, I personally believe, and again, here's my conspiracy. I wish I had the hat AJ had. That would have been cool.
I know, no kidding.
My conspiracy theory is because the Clintons endorsed her. I have a feeling that Hillary Clinton will be her running mate, and surprise, surprise, Kamala, whether she's elected or not,
will be Arkansas.
Yep. Oh, not exactly.
I don't know.
She will step down.
I don't put it past them.
And Hillary, but anyway, this is all about the Clintons. This is all about getting them back in, and the Obamas. That's all about getting them back into power. And folks, real quick before we get into this, the Dems killed this man. Whether you like President Biden or not, whether you like his policy,
he might be dead now. We don't know
anything. They killed this man. He was not well going into the 2020 election, but he's the only one they could have had to put up there that would have stood a chance to beat President Trump in their mind.
They're fully on board. They think Kamala will. Yeah.
And so they kill this guy because we've seen it. We saw what's going on. He's diminishing all over the place. And then in the true Democrat fashion, they start seeing these poll numbers come out. Oh my God. He's going to.
Oh no.
Now here's my take on it. And you and I talked about this before. If there's only a 2-point difference, cheating is very simple. But right now it's a 6-point difference. And that's what
Minimum.
the polls tell us. Their internal polling, you and I talked about this, all of their internal polling is a lot more detailed than what we see.
Correct.
So it tells me that these numbers are getting too far out of the spectrum to, if they cheat, it's going to be obvious. Okay. But they kill this man. So then they realize he can't win the election against Trump. So now they kick him out. But we are a threat to democracy.
Yep. That's
and
right.
then some people didn't want Kamala in there because Kamala doesn't do any better against Trump than what Biden does. Yep. So now they want to get her out of there, and they want to have this primary before their national convention.
Correct. Yep. If anybody has any doubts on what a sneeze live on air, Jim. I can't wait till you, Jim, sneeze. If anybody out there doesn't know, he sneezes like 13 times in a row. It's unbelievable. Got the COVID. If we're gonna play a couple videos here. If anybody's like, yeah, Kamala's the one, just remember Tulsi Gabbard just destroying her in the primary. Remember when she took less than 0.1% of the primary votes, Kamala Harris, and now she's going to be up for president. But listen to this again, if you don't remember it. Here it is.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator
Harris. Anything there that wasn't true? Now, you may or may not like Tulsi Gabbard, and I understand she's Democrat by nature.
There's things to love about her. There's things to not like about her.
Correct. She's generally pretty right on and spot on with most of what she says. Of course, I don't agree with everything she says.
She was from the Democrat Party. She got to see the inside.
She saw the
inside of it.
Yeah, right. She got screwed by the inside of it, just like old Bernie Sanders did, but he stayed loyal to the party. Hey, let me ask you real quick. What do you think the exit package was for Biden to finally
my God.
Write the letter? What do you think he's getting here? Huh?
Well, here's the thing. Hunter Biden has to be in that, right? A pardon.
Yeah, pardon for Hunter.
However, how do they know they're going to win?
I know. But I'm sure it's in, And what happens to China's money now? Does it just continue to flow to Kamala, or does it still go to the Biden family at this point? You know, and you think Zelensky was on the phone immediately? Like, Joe, am I still getting my cash? Like, I'm trying to live over here. You know, I'm in a war. You know.
Yeah. Here's another Buckeye had a good point here, because this was also out there. We've been hearing this, that only Kamala can get the money that's already in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So this might have. Okay. I don't know if we're done yet, folks.
Yeah, I know.
I honestly don't know if we are. I just don't know if we're done.
Yeah, I don't. You mean done as far as like
who the candidate is? I don't think we're done.
Well, then you hear Senator Manchin saying, "Well, I think I'm going to switch back to the Democratic Party now instead of my independent party and run for president." I mean, folks, I agree. I don't know that we're done, but they've got a convention in less than a month. And they're meeting this week all their delegates to decide what the hell's going to happen there. And there's a lot in the party that are not loyal to Kamala Harris, but they are loyal to the Obamas and the Clintons. And by loyal, I mean deathly afraid of them.
Yeah.
So I think they have no choice. I think Kamala is going to be it. And personally, I think it's either going to be Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro. I think I don't think it'll be Gavin Newsom, because I don't think you could have 2 California whack jobs, right? I think that's out of the question.
You can't, because that's one of the reasons why Rubio.
Well, I understand that, but
Donald
her address could be,
with.
I mean, I moved, I'm in Washington, blah, 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 that kind of crap.
But none of them ever live in those anyway.
No, of course they don't. But she ain't living in freaking California. Newsom barely lives in California. Yeah, too expensive. So I think people are like, well, why not Josh Shapiro? Well, of course, Greg Stenstrom, who will be on Wednesday, and we apologize, he was supposed to be on today, but had another commitment. Just happened to have to go on the Roger Stone show. So we understood a little bit. We said he's certainly not as popular as 2 Guys, 1 Coup, but okay, if you have to, Greg. But he feels, and he's from Pennsylvania. I heard him last week, and he'll be back again this week. He knows the ins and outs of the Pennsylvania political system, and he has a lot of ins with people who are talking, and he feels Josh Shapiro as well. And it makes sense, because you've got to combat JD Vance's Midwest down home pull within the Appalachian country of Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, that area. They need Pennsylvania. The Dems need Pennsylvania, and they're probably going to struggle to cheat as badly or as obviously as they did last time. So Josh Shapiro makes sense to me. Boy, what an awful. If you put Kamala Harris and Jesus Christ as their vice president, that's a bad administration. Kamala Harris is involved. It doesn't matter. It's the same policies, Jim.
Folks, if you want to know anything about Josh Shapiro, go out to the website that we gave you from Greg and Leah.
Yeah.
And look up what this, he was the instigator with his cheating. He was on video being shown as Attorney General of Pennsylvania at the time, destroying evidence, destroying on video. Okay. Destroying evidence. And my favorite part is before he even became, when he was just a prosecutor, there was a woman who was murdered in Pennsylvania that was stabbed 23 times, and it was it's a Clinton thing. It was classified as a suicide.
23 times.
23 times stabbed. Yeah.
If
it wasn't, I doubt 23 little stabs.
If at 22nd you don't succeed, try again.
Like you and I 23. Talked about last week, maybe twice. If I'm stabbing myself, maybe twice.
Maybe twice.
After
because the
that,
first initial
don't think I'm going to keep doing it.
You don't think it was suicide at that point?
No, I don't think it was suicide.
Two's acceptable.
This guy meets the qualifications for the Democrats.
He does.
Right? Dirty. Very dirty. We're talking
loyal.
One of those. Look what I did for you guys. I won the state of Pennsylvania for you.
I won the election for you. Yes.
Yep. So maybe that is his reward. I don't know. But folks, if you watched President Trump and JD Vance were in Michigan over the weekend.
They were.
Perfect place for them to start. Right together.
Grand Rapids, good area.
If any of you watched it, and it was a typical, President Trump, he always has to address things at the beginning, the middle, and the end. He does it like 3 or 4 times. He talks about all the time.
Yeah.
But it gets the crowd going and everything else. But with what he said about the union.
Yeah. Correct.
I think was very, very powerful how he mentioned how the Biden administration and the Democrats, he's not wrong. And it's evident that they're trying to destroy the auto company, auto industry. They are literally destroying it because they're going all electric.
They are.
And you and I have already talked about that. You go all electric, you don't need as many workers.
You do not.
So you're getting rid of employees, folks.
And the union guy came up on stage, and
when the guy came up and said millions, what was it, 50 million? 50 million votes. That's what his goal is, to get the union. Folks, if the Dems lose the union, at the RNC, you had the president of the Teamsters speaking. Now, he didn't endorse Trump, so don't, but no Dems have reached out to him. Because there was an interview with him afterwards on Neil Cavuto. No Dems have reached out to him, not even after that.
No, so that concerns me, because are they assuming they've got the vote, or do they already know that they've won the 2024 election with their plan?
they've already won in their mind.
You think in their mind? Yeah.
Well, they have to get rid of the ballots they already made.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They got to switch names now.
They
got to wait till she announces, who the vice president's going to be. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, that was this. If you can put the failed attempt at Trump's life, and then a week later, Biden drops out, that wasn't the plan. The plan was eliminate Trump, Biden takes over. We can't even have an election in these times because first of all, the Republicans would have had nobody that they could have, who were going to run. They wouldn't have had a convention. It would have been a cluster, right? Mm-hmm. And second of all, it had been such a terrible time in our country's history that I must remain in power. That was the plan. 100% that was the plan. That failed. And not because some 20-year-old just barely missed. It's deeper and much larger than that. We know there's no way it was just him. And now we're hearing that guy's got like 3 overseas bank accounts. Don't know if that's true. That's the rumor. That's what I'm hearing.
We're hearing it. Yep.
We
heard it on. Yep. So, and if let me tell you, a 20-year-old having 3 offshore accounts,
having one in his local community bank, barely these days with a 20-year-old. Correct. Tough. Yeah, something's fishy.
Folks, Dale and I have been saying it for a long time, even when this first happened, like 2 days after it happened. And I'm only going to say it one more time because I know people are probably getting tired of me hearing. But my wife did give me credit because when we were watching the Hannity show, he brought up what you and I have been saying. Okay, a school shooter, the shooter at Charlottesville, literally within 6 hours, we knew what these individuals had to eat 4 months ago.
Correct.
I mean, we knew everything about
them.
This is an individual who tried to assassinate the 45th president and probably the 47th president of the United States. And we still know nothing. We don't have any motive. We don't have it. Are you kidding? We know what the motive is. Here's what the motive you start with. The hate and the total anger that the Dems have towards this guy, telling Bullseye, we got to get rid of him. We got to eliminate him. Got to get him out of here.
And the media.
That's where you start. And then you try to prove that it wasn't that.
Correct.
So we all know it. Most intelligent Americans, not the freaking liberal minions that are out there that believe everything CNN says. They go in and have these private sessions in the bathroom watching Jake Tapper and Joy Reid. Yeah. If you know what I talk about, private sessions.
I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, it's crazy and it's insane. It's just absolutely insulting to the American people. It is insulting to the American people what is going on out there. But
because they don't.
They're too
go on, Jim. I'm sorry. Finish.
Okay.
I totally interrupted you. It's insulting because they think that we're stupid and we're going to continuously fall for this stuff because they think they've got a path to victory.
Yep.
And what is that path? We know it's illegal voting. It's ballot dropping. It's stuffing ballot boxes again. What do you think what would you, I'm going to play a little video of what to expect with a Kamala Harris presidency. I mean, besides, I had a 2-minute video of just her laughing. I didn't play that one. I didn't download it.
Very similar to what.
Yeah, but this is what to expect with a Harris presidency.
This election in November, it's going to be about literally our health and whether we live or die.
Thank you, guys. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
She, her, and her. Mine too.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. They make really bad decisions.
Do you believe that Americans should have the right to vote at age 16?
I'm really interested in having that conversation.
Convicted in prison, like the Boston Marathon bomber, on death row, people who are convicted of sexual assault, they should be able to vote?
I think we should have that conversation.
She thinks we should do away with the Electoral College. Do you agree with that?
I think that I'm open to the discussion. I am prepared to get rid of the filibuster to pass a Green New Deal.
But would you support changing the dietary guidelines?
Yes.
The food pyramid, what people are to reduce red meat specifically.
Yes, I would.
So would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
Assault weapons that are already in circulation. What do you do about those?
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program.
Victory that you have a Republican like
Kamala Harris calling the attack an attempted modern-day lynching.
Which tweet? What tweet?
about Jussie Smollett.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding.
Senator, do you have any comments on Jussie Smollett? Do you have any comments about it?
Can you comment on Smollett's case, please?
Well,
please tell me we're not.
This is
what.
This is it, folks. This is it, folks. That's not even the worst of her. That's not even the worst of her.
Do you know what President Trump said during the rally?
Yeah.
He has nothing against electric vehicles. He has one. He has some. He used to own them. He has absolutely no problem with people buying them. But why can't we have a choice? You can't make the American people buy them. You have to give them a choice. That's what America's all about.
And he's got a problem with they're all coming from China, though.
He's not getting rid of the clean energy. He's not getting rid of electric cars. He is not.
Kamala said we're going to die if she's not elected.
But she's also said that she's not going to drill.
She did.
No, we need to drill because we're buying oil from Venezuela. We're buying oil from people that hate us, that absolutely hate us. So President Trump, and this is my favorite part, he's going to let Americans decide. We're going to drill.
Yes.
We are going to be energy independent. And you know what, Dale? If you want to go out and buy an electric car, go buy an electric car. Good for you. Way to go.
Yep. Correct.
Okay.
Yep,
but you don't have to, because there's going to be other cars out there. Folks, how many American-made sedans are out there?
Name them. American-made. Not made in America. American.
Yeah, I know, because they're not. Most of them aren't made in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sedans. Now, how many foreign sedans are out there?
All over the place.
Toyotas, the Kias, the Hyundais, the Hondas,
Mercedes, Audis, BMWs.
They're all still there.
They're all there.
UAW, wake up.
Yep.
Follow this gentleman that was on the stage with President Trump during this rally. I am telling you, America is in trouble. If it's in trouble now,
it's in trouble.
Can you
now.
imagine a Kamala Harris presidency? It doesn't matter who the vice president is.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Can you?
It doesn't matter who the vice president is. It's the same policies, and it's the same Obama, Clinton's running the country, regardless of it, Jim.
All I know is if rumors are true, all of these male leaders all over the world know how to negotiate with her.
That's true. From pee pads to knee pads, Jim. That's what we're going to. Jim, let's real quick hear from our sponsor one more time, and then we'll come back with the rest of the show.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
Folks, that is gritgearapparel.com and lockandloadcoffee.com. Please go there. Tell them 2 guys 1 Coup sent you. Thank you, Buckeye. I'm going to put us back up in Big Land, Jim. Thank you for sending that in the link, and lockandloadcoffee.com as well. And don't forget about our friends at the Warrior Shield Foundation. Please go support them. Jim, I'm going to start here real quick. Interesting, the fact that Biden still has not been seen since his announcement. No clue where he's at. Supposedly he's supposed to address the nation. We'll see. But President Biden has not been seen publicly since a letter was released announcing re-election and is endorsing Vice President Harris, which took a little while for that to come out as well. So they had to up the ante, I'm thinking, a little bit on his exit package. In a letter released on X Sunday, Biden said he believes it is the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of the term, adding, I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about the decision.
Can I ask a quick question?
Right. That. Second of all, go on. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned for the good of the country, folks. He's stepping down for the good of the Biden family.
Stepping down for the good of.
That's what he's stepping down for. He made sure they got the best deal possible. And I'm going so far to say Jill Biden will be heavily involved in the administration of a potential Kamala Harris presidency.
Correct.
And Hunter Biden will get the pardon. And I mean, this has nothing to do with the good of the country, because if they cared about the country, would we be going through this shit we're going through now, where illegals are invading our country and taking away money from our poor and our veterans and all of this stuff. And they don't give a crap about Biden is stepping down for the family, the Biden crime family. That's what he's stepping down for.
That's what he's stepping down for. Well, because Jill finally had to negotiate, I'm sure, that package. But did you see all the? See, here's my problem with it: is that for 3.5 years, 4 years. I mean, for 4 years, the media has been complicit in this lie that Joe Biden's the guy, that he's healthy, that he's good to run the country, and then all of a sudden, once the polls came out, once the bullet completely missed its target, even though it did hit, and actually hit a couple innocent Trumpsters out there, honestly, good Trump MAGA people, killing one. Then at that point, the media is like, Biden's got to go. He can't do it. His cognitive skills are bad. He's got to go. Pelosi starts ranting and raving about it. Obama comes out and says it. Guys, we're not stupid. The plan was to kill President Trump. It didn't work. Now this is what they're doing. Again, as Jim will say it 4 million times, probably more before the election, and we're the threat to democracy, right? And we're the threat to democracy. But anyways, according to the president's public schedule, Biden was at his house in Delaware at the time the letter was sent out on social media. In hospice care, maybe. I don't know. Where is he? Though he had no public appearances scheduled that day. The same goes for Monday, when his public schedule shows Biden at 10 a.m. Eastern will receive his daily briefing. Daily diaper change. I didn't think it meant to say daily briefing, which is closed to the press with no public events currently scheduled. The White House has yet to release additional details about Biden's schedule for the rest of the week. Jim, where is he? Do you not come out? Do you not sit in the Oval Office for an announcement like this and tell the American people in prime time, here's my decision, here's who I endorse, here's why I'm leaving, here's why Kamala would make a great president? Do you not do that in prime time? You send out this letter, which happened to come out on X, which, I mean, when you look at the last couple of weeks, the news about Trump being shot broke on X. This letter comes out on Elon. At any rate, you don't do it that way. No. That's not how this happens. But they knew that he couldn't. They blame COVID for it, obviously, but they knew he could not do it and get through that speech. You can't read a teleprompter, Jim.
Yeah, you and I have been saying this since day one. When they stop giving him the meds they're giving him, he's not going to last 6 months. And right. I think this is the downturn. I think he is heading. And every one of these Democrat assholes out there, yes, I said assholes, that, you know, all of them that pushed him to run, got him to run, killed him. They killed him. They used him. This man. They used him to get what they needed. And gosh, what does this sound like? Liberal Democrats all over the place. They're using the American people. there's the ignorance of many American people to get their agenda passed. And what their agenda is to ruin this country.
Mhm.
And they're doing
Plain
a
and
great
simple.
job.
Plain and simple. They
And-
sure are.
But it's,
And in quick fashion.
Look, whether you like the guy or not, I hate seeing what's happening to him in terms of he should
It's elder
never have been
abuse.
allowed to run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's not a great guy. Okay, he was a horrible individual. I get it. I understand that completely. But folks, this is a president of the United States that is the face of the United States of America, has been an embarrassment for the last 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Morning, Billy.
Billy joined us.
Go on.
Hey,
Yeah,
Billy.
I just want to play something that that James also posted here. They used COVID as a cover up so he can peacefully drop out. His plot to kill Trump failed. Democrats running scared after Trump got up. No doubt that was not supposed to happen, James. That was not supposed to happen.
James, you are completely correct. And so this is word for the Secret Service and the FBI.
Yep.
You don't want these conspiracies flying around.
Yep.
Then freaking tell us what's going on.
Tell us the truth.
The longer this takes,
the
more conspiracies are going to come out.
And no conspiracies off the table when it comes to Democrats. No conspiracy.
No.
Jim, what else do you got? What you got something here? What do you want to talk about?
Well, the Clintons, real quick, they shortly after Biden announced that they were supporting, if for the Clintons to back Kamala, there's a reason. Okay. These people don't do anything unless it's give me something.
Correct.
That's the way they are. That's who they, and we all know it, right?
Yep, that's right.
And you know, possibly there's another assassin out there that could be fired.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think, you know, the second shooter, anyway.
I know.
Former President Bill Clinton and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton announced Sunday that they are endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris for the Democratic national nomination for president.
And that alone should tell you not to vote for her. But go ahead.
Yeah. In that statement, here's what they said: has capped his extraordinary career of service with the presidency that has lifted America out of unprecedented pandemic, created millions of new jobs. No, he replaced the jobs that were lost under Trump.
And everyone's working two to three jobs.
Rebuilt a battered economy.
Has it been? Has this build back? Is this what Build Back Better look like? Because
strengthened our democracy and restored our standing in the world.
Oh, did he?
Are they watching the same thing? I mean, honestly, are they? By any measure, he has advanced our founders' charge to build a more perfect union and his own stated goal of restoring the soul of our nation.
That's what Clinton's statement. That's.
What I mean, you can take this and put it Trump.
Yeah, I know.
Everything they just described there when he took over.
Trump did. Well, he was in office. They're like, well, I don't know. We got the years mixed up.
Don't let them fool you. Do not let them fool you. When they say they created new jobs, when he took over, we were starting to come out of the COVID pandemic. We were starting to come out. We weren't back yet. So he's taking credit for what Trump started doing because his tax cuts are still in place for now.
You're correct.
And so all of this stuff. So he takes credit for a great economy when he's built. The only jobs he created are the 88,000 jobs in the IRS.
That's right.
To come after us. By the way,
right.
Why do you need 88,000 new IRS agents?
Yeah.
Why do you need them?
Correct.
Anyway, but this is insulting to me and to you and to all Americans to sit there and reference our founders in the same statement as Joe Biden.
Oh, they're scumbags. They'll do.
They are horrible human beings.
Evil, pure evil, folks. They're pure evil.
Does everybody out there listening feel that we are better off? Has our democracy been strengthened?
Nobody.
Has it? I mean, I still see people on Facebook getting their post knocked off.
Yep, correct.
Knocked off. And
it's true.
Is our battered economy rebuilt? Are eggs 99 cents again?
Gas down to $1.89?
Gas down to $1.98?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does the average household have to pay an extra like $5,000 a year in grocery? No.
They had the nerve to say that, and I thought people should hear that because I wanted that statement alone is what I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to say. But folks, all of you out there listening, if I wouldn't have told you the Clintons said it, and I would have said, here's a very powerful individuals, here's what they said, and I would have said exactly what they said, you would have thought Trump, right?
Yeah.
Trump or Reagan. One of the two, correct?
Yep. Not Biden.
Not Biden, because I don't know where
they got to play the game. I mean, they're the ones, they got to stay in charge. So
now the illegals are doing quite well.
Yep. Now this is interesting. Yeah. What's that?
The illegals are doing quite well.
Yeah, the illegals are doing
and oh, guess what, folks? Just like under President Obama, you know who does the best under Obama, under a Democrat?
Yeah. Who's that?
Billionaires. They do the best. Because you notice, no matter what, they never seem to lose their money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's true. Even though they're going after them. That's what the IRS agents were for, Jim. Remember? They're going to go after the billionaires. You need 88,000 to go after 140 billionaires.
Yeah, because I don't think we have 88,000.
That makes sense. Yeah. A Biden mega donor will not fundraise for Kamala, says old Joe's endorsement of her is a FU to the Democrats who pushed him out.
Wait a minute.
What?
Keep going.
No. And so it happened that on National Ice Cream Day, by the way, I think if anybody didn't remember that, July.
So repeat that comment from the donor again.
From the donor again?
Yeah.
It said Joe will not. It's for endorse. It is an FU to the Democrats who pushed him out. Are you playing along? Are you playing producer today? Just playing with things. Jim, what? Raise your hand. Jim, and so it happened. National Ice Cream Day, July 21st. Joe, it's just my dropped out of the presidential race. That makes old Joe the first incumbent president who has not been able to run for re-election since Lyndon Johnson 56 years ago. Gee, what did Lyndon Johnson do, by the way? Look it up, people.
Yeah.
For your youngsters out there, look up what Lyndon Johnson said. After his surprise announcement, he also posted on X to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris, which that was followed by support by some of the party's bosses like Bill and Hillary Clinton, as you just told us, Jim. Some others like Barack Obama have instead called for a process. Don't know what that would be, but for some signs beginning to emerge that the infighting among Dems may be far from over. Case in point, the Biden mega donor has rather shockingly announced he will not fundraise for the Democrats if Kamala Harris is the nominee. It's quote, it's one thing to vote for somebody. It's another thing to raise millions of dollars for somebody you have to really be in, he said. Who is this mega donor? The godfather of Florida's medical marijuana doesn't think Harris has any chance of winning. His name is, and I'm sorry about that, Morgan is the last name. I apologize for not seeing. I don't know why it's not in there, but typical of me. But he will not support her and donate to her. His name's John Morgan. So there you have it. The donors holding the $90 million, that $90 million can release those funds in the morning. It's all yours. You can keep my million and good luck. Is it true, Jim, on this, what he said? Tells ABC News he won't fundraise for her, but the $1 million he already gave, they will keep. So that is true that she gets that money, and it's the only one, right? As Buckeye said,
the only way it can happen.
Talking about, it's the only way it could have happened, right?
Yep.
So that totally makes sense why they had to nominate her as well.
But I don't think this is over yet.
You think they're not? You think they're? So what happens here?
Whoever the vice president under Kamala Harris is going to be the president running eventually.
And we'll get that money because they picked this person as vice president, right? So now they're on the ticket.
Yep.
And that donor funding can go over to that vice president, correct?
Correct.
Vice presidential pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is anybody going to fall for this shit? I mean, are we really that stupid that we're going to fall for
that? They're falling for it all over the place. You listen to MSNBC praise
the
decision.
For the love of God, how painful. Why would you? Yeah. Big Mike. This is what we think too, James. I mean,
Yeah.
Big Mike Obama. I mean, I agree. It's Big Mike.
Oh God, no.
Oh God, please.
Oh no.
Knee pads and Bernie. I love it. No, that's crazy. My question to you, Jim, though, and let's to be honest with you, JFK is still in this race. JFK Jr. He's now. I mean, RFK Jr. JFK RFK Jr. is still.
If he's now, he can vote.
He's
JFK
alive.
Jr.
He can vote for the Dems. JFK. He's
Yeah,
alive. I mean, rumor has it he's alive, Jim. I'm going down the conspiracy.
He can
path now.
vote.
JFK
Matter of fact, he
Jr.
probably
is
did vote
alive.
last year.
Damn it. RFK Jr. is still in this race. What does that do to the votes to the Democrat Party? Are those that were like, I'm a Biden guy, and I don't know who those people are, but they're obviously, locked up somewhere in mental institutions or prisons. Huh?
AOC's a huge Biden backer.
Oh, I know that. I had a video from her too. I didn't play it, but I should have shared it. She said literally, when you do your next story, maybe I'll download that and I'll get that video of AOC, but then we'll get into that. But anyways, do you think that takes away a lot of the votes from the Democrats, or do you think it takes away from Trump?
Well, first of all,
having an RFK Jr. in there.
Do we even know if RFK Jr. is on the ballots yet?
I had heard today,
Jim, fighting to get on the ballots.
I've heard today that some states, like Georgia, are saying they can't at this late game can't take President Biden off the ballot.
Oh, that's cool.
I think obviously they're going to change.
Here's what's going to happen.
Obviously, it will happen.
Well, here's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris will not be allowed to be on 15 states' rolls because of the laws of the states at that time, and she will win by 2 million votes.
Yeah, correct. She won.
I'm sorry. I hate the Dems.
Going to take 32 counties across America. Trump's going to take 1,604 and lose. Yep. I know. I hate him too, Jim. Hey, go on. Talk about something, Jim. I'm going to see if I can download that ridiculous video.
Well, there's some polls out, folks, and don't buy any of the polls that are out there that say that she only trails Trump by 2%. There's
no way.
There's no way.
I saw some that were 6, but that's about it.
Well, the Hill, Trump holds a 6-point lead over Harris. Now, keep in mind, folks, just a week or two ago, when we were starting to hear rumors that Biden was going to step down, who was not going to run, we heard rumors that then they put other people out there on how they stood.
Yeah,
and
correct.
At the time, Kamala Harris was 10% back of Trump. Now, granted, it's with other people. So if you take those other people out, Woodhurst go up. Maybe it comes up to the 6%. But there is no way she is only 6 points down from him. There's no way. Her favorable rating was worse than Biden. Honestly, it was worse than Biden.
0.1% in her own primary back in 2020. I mean,
favorable rating. And by the way, Biden's favorable rating was the worst in the history of presidencies.
Yeah, it's true.
So Kamala's favorability. So you're trying to tell me that President Trump, with the momentum that he's got, is only 6 points up on her?
No way. No way. You want to hear what AOC says about the whole thing?
Oh, we all.
I mean, who doesn't? Here it is.
And I'm going to say what a lot of these folks aren't saying. I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Kamala, Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just interested in removing the president. They are interested in removing the whole ticket.
I don't necessarily agree with
I hate
AOC often.
the fact that I have to agree with AOC.
I hate the fact that
You
what
and I have
she's
been
saying
it since day one.
makes sense. Yes. And I've never, I listen, I don't trust anything a Democrat says when they open their mouth. It's clearly a lie. But I think she's pissed. And this is what I think we're going to start seeing, folks, is that you're going to start seeing the donors. You're going to start seeing some of the backers. You're going to start seeing some of the allies of President Biden come out with things like this, saying this is complete and total BS. Okay. And here's why.
Hold on.
So I'm just saying it was an interesting take from her.
We got a troll, Dale.
Oh, good. Do we?
All right.
You know, they're a single easy question.
And hold on out there. Because he also made another comment, got nothing. Well, it was a trick question. They have no policies.
Yeah.
So I was waiting until you're done to post this up there. So this idiot out there, Republicans do have policies.
Yeah.
Republicans have policies to lower taxes, to keep the taxes low. Protect
Close
the
borders.
Okay. Go after China and make them be more working with us. Basically the same policies President Trump had in 2020 when we were the most successful nation in the world.
Hey, we got a troll, our first troll.
Yeah,
Tim.
I love this.
Yeah, I love it.
Dude,
the ignorance.
Dude or female, I have no idea who you are.
Who cares? They won't put a real picture of them. That's
you
how
are an
trolls
idiot.
are.
Because tell me a Democrat policy other than mutilating children. And reading porn to kids in elementary school. Give me another policy
up until a year after they're born. That's a good policy for them. You know, that's a good policy for them. Open borders, great policy. You know, yeah, this is what this is great. You can take this lunatic down if you want now. That's funny. That's funny. Keep it coming.
So
I love it.
All of our listeners, feel free to attack him on the comment section.
Yeah, help yourself there. You know, I mean, this guy's obviously he's brave with that profile pic. Just a brave human being to come out there. I love it. Bring it on.
So he really, I think this guy really does want to hear us, Sanders.
Yeah. I think he does want Sanders on there. Oh, it's just never going to stop with him. That's true. Cool. Love true. Yeah. Yep. So not true. Don't even bring him up anymore. It's not even worth it.
It's not true.
Those who can see it can see it. Anyways, thanks, troll. Nice profile pic. Big brave human. Maybe the troll is a paid illegal immigrant. Yeah, probably. That's true, James. This is what James put up there. Yeah, he's probably a paid illegal immigrant, and he's probably using a translator just to do it in what terrible English he already has. Jim, I love trolls. Let's get into this now because maybe the troll can answer this. How Democrats are gearing up to steal the 2024 election. Are Republicans paying attention? You know, that's always been a question of yours and ours, and it's what we talk about with Greg on there.
If we weren't woken up, if we did not wake up from 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Author and filmmaker Mike Cernovich recently sat for a 2-hour interview with Tucker Carlson. The two men covered a wide range of topics, including homeschooling, advice to young men, war with Russia, and Jeffrey Epstein. You know, I mean, it's a filmmaker. He'd be in the industry. Tucker Carlson asked, what's going to happen in this election? Mike answered with this. Nobody can know because the Democrats have all these tricks up their sleeves that people aren't prepared for. For example, what they're doing now with motor voter registration is they're registering illegal immigrants who come on into the country, and they'll just harvest those ballots. We've already talked about this with Greg and JJ Carroll. It's really easy to do. We have 10 or 11 million people in it over the past couple of years. On the Biden administration, you register them all to vote. It doesn't matter because they're not going to vote. So there's no voter prosecution. So that's important to listen to this. It doesn't matter because they're not going to vote. So there's no voter prosecution, and there won't be any record of voter fraud by them. But you have all those names now in a swing state. Remember, elections are decided not by the popular vote. It's decided by 50 to 100,000 votes in 3 to 4 states. That's the truth. So all you need to do is 8,000 votes in Georgia, push them through, 20,000 votes in Arizona. You have all these extra names now added to the voter rolls. Voter rolls are still an issue.
Yep.
Troll. Push them through. Wisconsin has those drop boxes back, which we talked about. Push them through, and you don't need to do another scale of millions. You just need to do it strategically. Add 10,000 here, 20,000 there. That's what we're talking about, and we have been talking about. This was crystal clear when the Biden administration dispatched federal agencies to collect registrations. And in February, the Biden White House held a summit exclusively with far-left voting rights groups to execute plans to register voters. Democrat lawmakers and Joe Biden also fund suspect far-left groups that write up tens of thousands of voter registrations and turn them into county clerks in battleground states. But I'm sure our little troll friend living under the rock doesn't believe any of that, right? So, Jim,
he thinks pornography is sex education for children.
He does. Well, yeah. So the authorities should probably be looking at that feller or woman. We still don't know. We can't tell. Or I'm sorry to misgenderize you there, buddy. You know, who knows you, he, she, what there were, him. But yeah, that's what we've been talking about, Jim, is the voter rolls and the fact that you just need select counties and you need thousands, not millions. And you spread those across the counties and the countries like they did in 2024, except this time they've got the names. There's no problem. Look at all these names we've got. Pablo Escobar, you know, I mean, we have these names out there.
JFK Jr.
JFK Jr. JFK Jr.
People that have been dead for 20 years or more.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Sex education protects children. That's what. Yeah, the local authorities should be calling this guy immediately. So, Jim, that's what I've got today. Do you have anything else? I also want to play for our good troll friend another Kamala Harris video.
Folks, according to the Secret Service, former President Trump has asked for 2 years for more security, and the top level of the Secret Service has said no.
Yep.
Yeah. How? Okay, so this guy is completely off the rocker. How else is a kid supposed to know what bad touching is?
What is it? How are kids supposed to know what bad touching is?
This man or woman, whoever this is, needs to be locked up.
Oh
my God.
I didn't know sex education taught bad touching. You know, this guy wants to. Apparently, by listening to this person, that's how they'll know. Jim, this is crazy. This troll is crazy.
So yeah, so folks did.
And guess what, Jim? They also denied him extra Secret Service at Barron's graduation too. But again, our troll friend won't believe any of that. It's just
they don't, because they
right-wing propaganda.
They believe that reading about where to put. Anyway, I don't even. I'm not.
Hey, he believes incest, anal rape, sodomy, pedophilia. He believes that should be taught in schools because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, this is the voice of the Democrat Party right now. This is who we want.
This is what we're up against.
Really?
This is Kamala Harris's party now, and that guy's a part of it. The Secret Service director, by the way, is testifying in front of Congress. Says she has committed to finding the truth. Well, there you have it. Folks, listen here.
Really?
Here's more Kamala for you. We'll just play this for.
Remember Venn diagrams, those 3 circles? Right. And then let's just see where they overlap. You will not be surprised because I have constructed a Venn diagram on this. Remember those 3 circles, how they overlap? I love Venn diagrams. So I just do. Whenever you're dealing with conflict, pull out a Venn diagram, right? And so, you know, the 3 circles. The television coverage of just yesterday, that's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet, based on what we've just been able to see. And because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened, but just limit it to what we have seen. For us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present. I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?
6 former administration officials last week wrote that open letter urging the administration to change course, to change strategy. Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they not like us.
They not.
They're the extremists.
She's out in the streets. Kamala's out in the streets.
Been to a border. She's not going out in the streets.
She's out in the streets. Kamala is. This is what's happening. This is the world we are living in right now. Jim, for our good friend and our troll, do you mind going to our sponsor one last time before we end the show?
It would be my pleasure, Dale.
Yeah. So pay attention, trolley.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
Yes, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play this one. Buckeye, yes, thank you. The Wi-Fi, I think, is better. I think I've got it. I think we've got it fixed.
You had
a few
glitches, but it is fine.
All right, so I think that's better. Thank you, though, for noticing. I appreciate that. Here we go. Let's put that up. She also lockandloadcoffee.com, gritgearapparel.com. And folks, don't forget. Yep. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So,
I just want to say something real quick, Dale.
Yeah.
The President Trump is fighting for this troll.
Yeah.
Troll doesn't know it.
Doesn't. Thank you. Thank you.
He wants to make it better for everyone. Everybody.
Not the troll. We may not want to.
We may not want to mutilate children before they're 18 years old. We may not want to have porn read to our children in schools, but he's still trying to help from the economic standpoint. So he's fighting for people like that, even though they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
And it's whatever, because they're going to watch CNN, MSNBC, and they're going to hear what they're told to be said. AOC is going to tell them, this is what you're going to say, and this is what you're going to follow. You're not going to listen to anything else. And that's what they do.
Yep.
That's what they do. And that's why they're always the least aware of anybody in this country. So there we go.
Correct. And Troll will be back Wednesday, also 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. So you can come back and listen at that point. We'd love to have you back. Maybe if you showed a profile pic, maybe we'd even love to have you come on and debate, but you won't. Folks, listen, thank you so much for joining us. All those that are viewing, all those that joined in today, all those that commented, Buckeye, James, Billy, all of them, even the troll. We appreciate you listening. At least you're listening. So that's what's important. Maybe you'll learn something too out there. We hope you do. Folks, don't forget again, Grit Gear Apparel, www.gritgearapparel.com. Load coffee, that's lockandloadcoffee.com. True American patriots. I mean, veteran supported, family operated and owned, amazing products, amazing gear. It all goes to a good cause. And folks, let's not forget again about, and I'm going to go up here real quick because we really, really, really want you to go support them and go out there. But it is the Warrior Shield Foundation at warriorshield.org. Please go there and support them. If you can make it to Orlando, that'd be great. We'd love to see everybody there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Get your tickets. We'd love to meet you all. Absolutely would love to have you be a part of it. And also if we could, if you can't, then we absolutely would love to have you just at least support them and the good people that also support the Warrior Shield. It really goes to a good cause. Jim, I'm hiding it. We'll need the overlay back up because you're the guy. And
real quick, I want to tell you that we will actually be live. We will not have LED lights background.
Correct.
Like MSNBC had.
Correct.
We will actually be live at this event.
Not fake news like MSNBC. Jim, that's all I got. Everybody, again, thank you. We certainly do appreciate your help and your support.
Even appreciate the troll.
We even appreciate the troll. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being here. Again,
you can insult us all you want to. That's fine.
That's fine.
I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's fine. And that's the beauty part of our country, our republic. Our republic is that he can do that.
Yep.
He, she, or they, them. I'm not sure, but that person can do it. Jim, everybody, until next time, I got to find the show outro. See you then.
You want me to do it? I
got it right here, brother. See ya. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to the Two Guys, One Coup podcast with Dale and Jim. You can follow us on the Patriots Prayer Network on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, X, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you watch or listen to podcasts. Also, remember our good friends at Grit Gear Apparel and Lock and Load Coffee, True America First Companies. Again, thank you, and God bless the United States of America.